How about the folks who are homeless? The folks who can't live here, who can't make a living wage? How about those people? But you don't care about them, do you? Because they don't have money. I see folks every day who are losing their home right now. It's a tragedy. Let's first talk about the initial displacement back in 2000, where you had tax rates going up, and folks compared those taxes, and in came gentrification, and they ran people out of this community. That's been a 20-year process. That was the beginning stages. Now, of course, the economy is booming for certain people. Growth is booming for certain people, and as a result, black folks can't live here for the most part. They've been pushed out, displaced, homeless, and pushed into other areas of Central Texas. So it has escalated over a period of time. Gentrification, rising costs, displacement. Now you have inequity all over this city, and very few black folks even left in East Austin. Our cultural home has been practically destroyed because of displacement. The city of Austin can address economic growth. They can't just sit idly like they do. They have the ability to make policies and manage growth and ensure incentives. They haven't done that. So you've had major corporations, developers, big tech companies basically calling the shots here, pushing people out, rising their prices, making money, and the poor folks here, black and brown people, are being pushed out. And the city of Austin has done nothing in terms of policy to mitigate these kind of situations. And that's the tragedy. We hear about boom, boom, boom. It's like it's a great thing. Well, how about the folks who are homeless? The folks who can't live here, who can't make a living wage? How about those people? But you don't care about them, do you? Because they don't have money. I mean, that's the true story. I've watched this happen right here in this office for 20 years. They haven't produced not one policy here to mitigate the impact of gentrification or displacement or the racial income gap in this city. And that's our city government. This is an issue of government that should help manage the economy to make sure everybody can live here and also live here comfortably. They haven't done that. So I guess my point is, nobody has a social conscience here. They didn't care about black, brown, or poor people. So to let money come in, as you see today, these folks made a lot of money, and the poor folks that look like me and others, they are pushed into eastern Travis County further, northeast Austin, Pflugerville, Manor, Del Valley. It's a tragic story because our government here did nothing. They allowed this to take place, and they're part of the problem because they're still allowing it to take place. They're not doing anything to try to protect this community or eastern Travis County. I was born in Georgia, you know, and Georgia's very conservative, but Georgia's very honest. These folks here talk a good game, but when you turn around, they stab you in the back. Their practices don't match what they say. They talk a good game, but they've done nothing here to deal with racial income gap, gentrification or displacement. They don't even talk about raising people's wages in this city. If you don't raise your wages in the city, you're blank. You can't live here. Here's the key. Never give up. Fight, work, organize. Look at your votes, who's on the council. Right now, I wouldn't vote for any of them if my life depended upon it, frankly. So you gotta find folks who care about people, who are qualified, who wanna make this a better city. This is a great city economically, but it's not on a social basis. It has no integrity. They don't care about black and brown people, and that's very obvious. I say it all the time. If they did, we could have a boom economy and also a booming neighborhood. Those things should be going hand in hand. They are practicing in this city what we call Milton Friedman economics. Big money rules the day. They're not doing a mixed public sector of building houses. That's what it should be. The economy should be mixed. Private industry, the government working together to make sure we have a fair city, a fair wage. These folks downtown, number one, I don't think they have the ability to do it. Frankly, number two, they're bought and paid for because they're basically working for big money. First, let me just say, I've been in this town since 1980. I came here, went to school here, Houston Hills University. Been in the insurance business 35 years. I really right now don't like this particular city, frankly. I see too much racism, too much denial, too much incompetence politically, and they're watching our people die in terms of our cultural heritage. I need to say that. I can't even go to the city council meeting right now because these people sit there, they talk about things that they don't even understand. For example, they talk about homelessness. Well, you're not really addressing the problem. You're addressing the symptom. You keep parking people from one place to the other. That's not a policy. You got places right here, right now, like First Communities, that can take people based on their problems and give them living conditions that are humane, where they're safe and not being sexually assaulted, where our kids on the street can have a roof over their head. Their policies have failed. To me, I feel literally sick because I've been very blessed in terms of I got a job, I've got a business, I know how to survive. I see folks every day who are losing their home right now. There was an article in the paper last week where a family can pay their taxes. That's still going on right now. They have nowhere to go. And I see these people every day down the street walking, and they're literally depressed because nobody is addressing that. And that affects how I feel, how I live, and how I address these things. It's a tragedy. This city right now literally makes me sick because I see the racism, I see the denial, and the shame is they think they're really doing something. They think they're actually doing something. For who? For the big money and the developers.